Streaming! Yay! Huh?
The new camera position. I like it.
Yeah.
All up in my station.
It's all up in your station. Well, you know, the other tripod is still like in my suitcase.
No?
All right, let's see if this is working or not.
What did I do? I knew it? No, I was dropping stuff.
All right, let's see if this is working. You are live! Yay!
It's likely just a piece of plastic.
All right, so all right, what are we streaming about today? What the heck, Mark? Was that a MacBook?
No, it's just a battery.
Oh, well, totally legit. So I want to stream this iPad mini that really pisses me off. I've streamed one exactly like it. I've seen at least 4 or 5 other ones that are exactly like this. And after having spent a whole afternoon of my life in Nebraska hearing about how safe and tedious and to the letter the authorized repairs from the OEMs are, and how God forbid the independent people try to fix stuff, because we can't, because the AT&T is contracted to the OEMs to abide by their standards. Then you see something like this iPad, and it's just such fucking shit. Plus, it was my birthday yesterday. It was also Sunday's birthday. Yay! And so Jean made us an awesome cake. I'm assuming it's awesome. I'll wait to be the judge. The last cake that you made was really awesome. So,
It looks awesome.
is it awesome? Did anybody try it?
No.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's blow out the candles. That'll be fun. And then we can look at this. And then we can get pissed off at this mini and crack it in half. That sounds good. Okay, I need 43 Q-tips. Oh my God, do you have a song? Wow, you guys are so legit. Wow. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God.
Thanks. Yay!
Awesome Q-tip candles.
Practical birthday candles. All right, let's try it.
It's gonna set off the fire.
Fire alarm. This place has a fire alarm?
No.
I didn't think so.
Our fire alarm is we send Sunday next door to bang on the fire.
To bang on the firehouse and be like, can we borrow a hose and some water? Okay.
It hasn't started snowing yet.
Huh? I know that snow is a giant joke. I hope that isn't my iPad mini. Nope, this is an iPad mini that was brought here by one of the students this week. And we were doing, it's day 1 of course week, so we were doing some consults on stuff they brought from home after we did our course stuff for the day. And this one came up. And this iPad mini, it comes from a student who does nothing but iPad mini. So this guy changes screens for schools. So he has something like 7 schools. So all he does is iPad mini screen replacements and takes care of a fleet of minis. So the first thing, so this was a mini that was here for a screen change, and then it had sort of a minor battery thing going on. But he brought it. He just got this in the other day, and I looked at it, and I could tell from the way the shield. This shield. You can tell when this shield has been removed. If you look at this shield right now, it is slightly uneven and bent because I've taken it off. And now I can snap it back on the board, and it'll go back on there. But it won't go on as like super smooth and flat as it did originally. So this is, in my opinion, this shield has never been taken off since it left Apple. So when I took off the shield and I looked at it and I said, what the hell did you do to this mini? And I asked him about whether he, tried to reflow stuff or whatever. And he's like, I don't even have a hot air station. So then I asked him, in your opinion, having opened hundreds of minis and having serviced many of them more than once. Has this mini ever been opened before, or were you the first one to open it? And he said from the how difficult it was to open the adhesive, that he was 100% confident that he was the first one to open this mini since it left the factory. So that's pretty funny, and given what this board looks like. So let's go ahead and take a look at the board. So this is an iPad mini, and I am taking this shield off, and let's take a look at the board. Let's take a look at the board. Let's see. All right, first of all, can you still hear me on Microscope? Let's go over here and look and see. Let's see. A bunch of hello, hello, hello. Hi, Jessa. Time to remove the never the coil shirt. Fuck that. It's never the coil, it's always the magnetometer. Oh God, this idiot. Oh, it was, you just had to like sit on your hands the entire time. This idiot from the Nebraska thing had the balls to stand up there and say things. It's just like this fucking shit. This shit is too fucking dangerous for you noobs. Did you know in all of the small appliance manufacturers that our magnificent company represents, that you can really fuck shit up by misinstalling things. Did you know, Gene, that there's a part of your microwave called the magnetometer? It's not to be confused with a magnetron, which is a bona fide part of a microwave. No, this is a secret part. This is the magnetometer. And if you install a magnetometer wrong, your microwave can explode. And she actually said that. And the guy sitting behind her was an actual small appliance repair guy. And he's just like, oh my God. And he can't help but to say to the person next to him, she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's a magnetron. And I asked him about it later. I went up to him and I'm like, tell me what's up with this microwave business. And he's like, the magnetron is impossible to misinstall. You couldn't if you tried to blow up it would be impossible if your intent was to build a bomb using an exploding magnetron in a microwave. You wouldn't be able to do it. and so she just drove him crazy. So he says this sort of under his breath, comment about, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And the person who's sitting in front of him is the Senator Lydia Brosh, who was the sponsor of the bill. So she hears him, like freaking out. And so then when she gets up to give her sort of final wrap it up speech, she brought that up. And then the lady that's talking about the magnetometer, who doesn't know what she's talking about, this guy who actually repairs this is, trying to bite the inside of his cheek not to speak. But it was maddening. You couldn't respond. And you just had to sit there and listen to a bunch of bullshit. Shoot me now. So anyway, all right, let's try Jean's amazing cake. Look at Jean's cake.
That was good. Thanks, Gene.
So, Jean, did you make this from scratch?
Yes.
Wow, of course you did. That's really fucking good. It's a good cake, Jean.
Yep. 7 eggs.
7 eggs.
2 sticks of butter.
2 sticks of butter. Wow.
It's gotta be good, right?
And a little bit of possum, or
No.
is this the same cake you made the other year?
Yes.
It's my fave. Thank you for making this cake.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's very good. You guys need to eat a lot more. Leave it here for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll get back to cake eating in a minute.
Live stream. Watch us eat cake.
Who wants to watch me eat some cake?
You rearranged the camera, so now nobody's in it but you.
No, I'm not.
We discuss how you're gonna shave your head.
I'm not shaving my head.
We
Let's get some subscribers. What subscribers want to shave their head, eat the fucking cake? I just did. Yeah, Magtrometer. That's exactly what she said. Microwaves in disguise. I want some cake.
I thought you were calling it a man-get-tometer.
No.
You can measure how many men you can get with it.
Wow.
That's right. Okay, so let's go back to this piece of shit, which is why I wanted to stream anyway. Jean, you still have to like do work, like just because
I can't now that I'm on camera.
that's just
We've got a whole wall.
You're not on camera.
That is so on camera.
Oh, yeah, over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like
Just
you're
have-
seeing. You can't
have
just
them be
stand
like-
there. That's like move over. Like this is like. That's some bullshit. All
Just
right.
come sit over here and be my friend.
Get back to work. What the heck, Mark? All right, that's some bullshit. Okay. Let's take a look at this iPad mini. So for those of you that missed this little intro, this is an iPad mini that a student brought, a student who is extremely experienced opening iPad minis, and in his experience, that he's 100% certain that he's the first one to open the mini. And so let's take a look under the hood. So here's the mini opened up, and we'll just take a look. So we'll start up here at the top corner of the board. That all looks fairly normal. And we talked in class today about underfill and how this is normal. It's a splash up of underfill, so all of that is perfectly fine. And then we'll move down a little bit here. Now, this is unusual. This bracket has been cut. Now, the student absolutely has not done anything to this mini other than open it up and take the screen off. And then he brought it right to class. He just got it in a couple days ago. Now, let's look here at the CPU. So this looks a little fluxy. Let's drill down even right here. Look at this. This is all flux residue. This board has had someone soldering in here that didn't bother to clean off any of this dried flux. Look at that. That's gross. Look at all this dried flux, dried flux, dried flux. Totally unprofessional. Almost as unprofessional as eating cake while fixing boards. But hey, these guys are Apple certified repair. They don't do things like eat cake at work, one would think. I mean, look at this. This is just a mess. All this residue all over the place. And then we can look here and we can see a iPad mini power management chip. And if we look around it, here's a stray solder ball just sitting here waiting to make a short. We can see heat, excess heat when applied to underfilled components cause this solder blebbing. So there's been heat, all signs of heat, a lot of flux in there. Cut bracket, look at that, look at how that cut is, you know, honestly, this cut is what I would do, not what I would expect the authorized folks to do. And then if you come around here, you can see on these caps, oxidation, 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 heat, and now this chip has flux on top of it. This chip has not been replaced because it still has its native underfill. So that means the heat that was here at this local cap also hit this IC with underfill. That's not a good thing. Here's the other side of the cut bracket over here. And more dried flux, disgusting flux everywhere. This is just dirty. Disgusting, gross, nasty, dirty. No one cleaned it. Somebody did a repair and then didn't bother to ultrasonic the board. And then we can come over here and look at the oxidation here on the display area. Look at that oxidized cap there. Look at this, just mountains of flux congealed. It's gross. And then there's flux all over the board in this area here. And then down here at the connectors, that all looks fairly normal. But this is a significant amount of flux just everywhere. So what's the deal? Once again, this is now the second example on my channel of a board this is for sure 100% an Apple authorized refurbished iPad mini. Let's compare it to a native power management chip on a native board so that you can see the difference. So this is our board. I'm going to overlay what the native chip looks like. So this is a native board. And if you look closely at this sort of border between the power management chip and the row of little components here, you can see this black tar that is both underneath this chip, really anchoring and securing it to the board, and then it spills out and it's hardened and it encases all of these local components. But the thing to call your attention to is how this border here between the chip and the components is 100% underfill. So there's underfill all around the entire chip. So that's the native appearance of an iPad mini power management chip. And if you sat here and looked at 100 iPad minis, they would look exactly like this, because this is what iPad minis all look like. In fact, we could do that. We could sit here and pull out a stack of a whole bunch of them. Here's another one. Let's take a look at this one. And here's another one. So this is another native mini that has underfill, 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 all surrounding the power management chip. Underfill, underfill, underfill. All right, that's what iPad minis look like natively. Now let's go back to our board, and now let's look for that underfill. So do you see underfill between the edge of the chip and the components or not? No, you don't. See no underfill because the underfill has been removed, and what you see instead is bare board. So what happened to this mini? If we look around over here on this dirty section of iPad, you can see the original underfill is still surrounding all of these small components, but it's been cut. There's none right here. So what does this mean? This means that this iPad mini likely had the common fault in iPad minis, which is a power management chip that gets a 3v3 outline short. And that happens from presumably charger damage. It's one of the most common sudden death iPad mini faults. It went back to Apple, and then Apple sent it to who knows where, but Apple branded, Apple authorized refurbishing. And what they did was they replaced the power management chip. Now, they didn't do a bad job. This power management chip works. However, it does not have the native underfill, which is perfectly understandable from a repair standpoint. And what's really striking is that it's just no effort was made to clean this. This is what the board went out looking like. So somebody did a repair that honestly looks like the kind of repair that I would expect from any independent microsolderer. A difficult repair to replace that chip. You're going to have heat blebbing and stuff like that. But these guys didn't even bother to clean it. And then after that, they took this dirty, disgusting board. They put it with a brand new battery. So you can tell that the battery itself is new. They put it in a nice housing without bothering to clean it. Or maybe this was the original housing. I don't know that. And then they had access to all of the Apple authorized OEM adhesives and tools and equipment that you would use to return a repaired mini back to original unopened sealed condition, refurbished. So that means this mini got a new LCD and screen, and it had original adhesive, original screws. It was put back together in a way that made it look like a brand new mini. And then it was put in a white box and shrink wrapped and put on the shelf at Apple. So this customer originally bought an iPad mini in 2014. They had their new Mini for a couple of years, and then in 2016, something happened to it. They took it to the Apple Store. Maybe it was a cracked screen, maybe it was a bigger problem, who knows? And they said, this isn't working, and Apple does repair like they always do, which is to take their Mini and say, we can't fix it, we can't give you back your Mini, you're gonna lose all your data. But what we can do is we can sell you this Mini. Now this Mini is going to cost you $199, and it will have a 90-day warranty. Here you go. Isn't the white box pretty? So for $199, which is kind of a lot in 2016 for an iPad Mini first generation, this is what you get. This isn't new, and this isn't the sort of brilliant, clean, sparkling white, godlike image that we think of when we think about Apple authorized repair, or at least what the folks that oppose the right to repair imply when they constantly talk about how you have to meet the manufacturer's exact specifications and how you have to have everything super controlled and you have to be certified and you have to know what you're doing, and you end up making shit on boards like this that looked like someone ate Jean's cake and then threw it up on this board, put an LCD on it, slapped a screen on, put it in a white box and go. This is disgusting. This is dirty, messy, and while it does work, good job, it's gross. And it is sold for super expensive, $199 with a cheap-ass 90-day warranty. This is what Apple repair looks like. OEM authorized repair right here. All right, so that was just the rant that I wanted to make. I'm just so sick and tired of it. And this is this exact thing I've seen, once that I made a video of. I'd seen it once before I made a video, so I knew it was the second time. I've seen it maybe 4 or 5 times since then, and now this is the latest time I've seen it. All right, let's go take a look at the chat and see if there's anything going on. Let's see. Wikipedia, I don't know. Love that t-shirt. Sorry, I'm new here. Hey, Mark. It's Mark. Mark, you're famous. Mark is up there for board repair school. Yes, he is.
It was like 10 minutes ago when I stuck my head in the frame.
That's right, yes. Can't believe Jessa is letting that amateur touch boards. I'm guessing it has a few PMIC. Well, it has a new one, yes. Lost them at the point they presented the touchpad bar. I guess that's the Lenovo. I really thought it might be a good laptop. This is the Lenovo. See, here's the other thing. What you guys are discussing, is a Lenovo laptop good? Here's the other complaint I have with the opposition to the right to repair stuff. Even our own New York Assemblyman Joe Morelli, who is the co-sponsor of the bill in New York, when I sat down and talked with him 2 years ago, he asked me, I don't really know if we can compel companies to make available their parts, tools, and equipment, manuals, that kind of stuff. Can we really compel a company to do that? And I think the answer is yes. And the reason why is because in an ideal world, we would be able to vote with our wallets. And that would work. So in an ideal world, which maybe was even 100 years ago, even 50 years ago, if you wanted to go buy, let's say, a lawn chair, you wanted to go buy a new lawn chair, and you went to the store, you would have 2 choices of lawn chair. You could buy the aluminum one with the green canvas weave, or you could buy the aluminum one with the brown canvas weave. Those were your only 2 choices. There were really only 2 available, and everyone had one of those 2. And for those of us who grew up in the 70s and 80s, when you look at any picture of the 70s and 80s, all of us are like, I had that, oh, I did too, we had that clock, we had that cookie jar. the number of products that were available was small compared to the just diarrhea catalog of options that there are to buy from now. So if you wanted to buy a lawn chair, you could choose between lawn chair A or B, and if you wanted to research it, you probably could figure out what's the difference between these two companies. If you cared enough, you could figure out which one of these two companies has more environmental responsibility, which one employs more American workers, which one has more tolerant policies for their employees. You could figure all that stuff out and vote. Vote for which company you thought was better, which one you wanted to survive with your wallet by buying one chair over the other. The problem now is that the information overload, if you type into Amazon bubble wrap, there's 40 different choices. It's overwhelming. So you have to first try to figure out, all right, out of 40 different choices of bubble wrap, which one is got the most per the price. So you got to worry about price, you got to worry about the quality of the build, you got to worry about durability, and you got to worry about how it's going to get to you. You got to worry about availability. Then you're going to read reviews, and then you're going to kind of weigh reviews. You're going to think about troll reviews. And after all that, then you could start thinking about what is the philosophy of the company? What is its moral and ethical decisions in how it makes the product available to you? Does it offer repair? How does it source its labor? And all the things that might be important to you if you really wanted your dollar to be a vote. And the reality in the modern world is that because of the information overload that we have, we cannot spend that kind of time to actually make educated votes. You know, we can't sort of make a presidential decision every time we buy toilet paper. It's just not practical. And so for that reason, we really can't realistically vote with our wallets and just say, well, I'm not going to buy from them anymore. I'm not going to buy from them. I'm going to buy from these guys. The other reason that we can't practically vote with our wallets is the absence of a competitor that really is in line with moral and ethical values. So all of these companies are really morally bankrupt. So these guys, as an industry, all start to kind of monkey see, monkey do. And there's really no technology product that I can think of that is, well known, pretty available, reasonably priced, that could compete with the existing milieu, and that actually offers quality repair, and that actually is a company that's not morally bankrupt. So you don't really have a choice. It's not really practical to say, then I'm not going to get a laptop at all. I'm never going to buy another cell phone. I'm never going to buy another iPad. I'm never going to buy any kind of tablet. I'm not going to buy a desktop computer. I'm not going to buy a TV. You can't do that. So there's no way to actually let this all sort itself out the ideal way, which would be to just let the free market weed out the bad companies, and people will vote with their wallet and let the good companies rise to the top. That's not happening. So because of that, then we have to accept that in the real world, we have to force people to do better. So we have to force businesses. And we already do this. This is nothing new. So we have laws already that protect consumers. There are laws that make it so that I can't just windshield wiper my desk into a wheelbarrow, walk out to the sidewalk, and just dump it out in front of the business and say, that's done. I am worried about profit first. Businesses are here to make money. I don't want to have to pay for trash disposal, so I'm just going to dump it in the street because that's what's in my best interest as a business. I can't do that because there's legislation already that does not allow me to dump shit piles of stuff right out in the front yard. There's other laws that protect me from, I can't sell stuff that I know is a shit product. There's lemon laws, there's warranty protection laws. Sharon, did you want to take home Fascinating Womanhood to read?
I think I'm good tonight.
Are you sure?
Perhaps
I think
tomorrow.
it could change your life.
I can bring you my copy.
Could you?
Great.
That'd be great. You know, I'm going on vacation. I need something to read.
Yes. I just
Take
want
it
you.
home
I
for
just
Pam.
want you to take it home and put it on the night table for Pam.
Oh, sure. I can do that.
So-
Love you guys. Thanks for the cake. Happy birthday.
Thank you. So the end of this, I guess, rant is that we already have a lot of existing rules to protect the environment and to protect consumers. And it's not any different to enact legislation to compel companies to not do things like litter and to not do things like take devices like this from Americans, and instead of allowing other U.S. small businesses to repair them, which if I did the repair, honestly, it would look a lot like this. But people would expect it to look like this, and my warranty would be a year if I was going to sell it, and it would be 6 months if I was doing repair. 90 days is a bullshit warranty, especially when you've done this kind of rework, especially when it doesn't have underfill. What if I drop this? Maybe I'm going to get a fracture under that chip. They need to be responsible and accountable. My warranty would be better than Apple's on this, although my repair would probably look the same as theirs. But you can't take these devices from U.S. citizens and refuse to allow U.S. small businesses to work on them, and instead take them over to China and pay Chinese cheap labor to refurbish these in this manner, slap a new screen on it, and put it back on the shelf in the U.S. That's not cool. So I don't think that there's any reason, any sort of moral or ethical objection that I would have to the reality that we don't live in an ideal world, and that, like many other issues, we have to legislate good behavior from businesses. That's just the way it is. So let's see what else is going in the chat, and then maybe I'll tell you about our new book club selection, Fascinating Womanhood. I think everyone should read Fascinating Womanhood. This copy I'm sending to Lewis, which is going to be a hoot. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, so you guys are discussing this Lenovo laptop, and it's the same thing. You gotta just think so much and read so much and talk to so many people just to find out if the thing works, let alone what does Lenovo do for repair? What kind of workers and wages does Lenovo play? You know, what kind of company is it? That can't be Apple, Jesse. Yes, it is. You should trademark Fluxy. All right, typical corporate bullshit. Water damage repair from Apple, yes. Any tips on cutting brackets? What to use to cut it? I mean, I'm not Apple authorized, but I use this red set of chip cutters, which I'm pretty sure is in the description. Banana cake, you mean this board? Nope, I mean actual banana cake. So essentially, refurbished and not told anybody. Exactly, it's refurbished. They don't even use that word. They say remanufactured. What they really mean is shit board with new screen, $199. More like trainee work. Yes, exactly. What else is going on here? Are you part Jamaican? Nope. What? Let's see. What else is in this? That one looks worse than my work, and my work is pretty god-awful. Yes, exactly. That's what I felt like, too. I felt like this looks slightly worse than I would at least clean the goddamn flux off the board. I would have the bracket cut. I would have the underfill removed exactly like that. New chip would be like that. And if there was solder blebbing around the surrounding components, I wouldn't be surprised if I did that. But I would clean the goddamn flux off, that's for sure. All right, what else is going on here? We're some chat about somebody's repair. Reaming Apple a new one. We want an equal opportunity to do shitty repairs like this. Yes, I want to be able to do this shitty repair. I have a right to do this shitty repair. Right, Gene?
Exactly.
Have you seen the ones from Best Buy? Let's see. Okay. Well, trying to read the chat and see what else is going on here. It's the coil. No way, man. It's never the coil. Let's see. Happy 25th birthday. Wow. What is your opinion on the Vice article conjecturing that Apple's next phone may be unrepairable by third parties if Touch ID is integrated into the display? That sucks. You know, I have no idea whether or not that would be true. And my philosophy is to tend to not worry about things until you need to worry about things. So I'm not a fan of you know, hand wringing when you might not have a problem at all. I think if that were to be true, then that would. I think the problem with the right to repair bill right now is a lack of general recognition. If I walk down the street to a New York resident and I say, "Have you heard about the right to repair?" they're going to say no. So there's no giant pot of money in the repair.org fund or any other organization to put a TV ad on in the state of New York, or to robocall people, or to run ads, or all the ways that you would generally increase awareness. None of that. There's no budget for any of that yet. So therefore, I think that there's not a huge uproaring from consumers, and the legislators aren't hearing a constant barrage of that. When I look up the Massachusetts automotive right to repair bill, I think I saw that they spent $1.8 million. The proponents did. That's a lot of money to create this awareness. So that is a missing link. I think that if the iPhone, the new iPhone came out that had an integrated touch sensor into the screen so you couldn't change screens anymore, then all of the sudden, all of the independent repair businesses would be like, white-knuckled, shit, this is really going to affect me. As it is right now, the general independent repair business kind of thinks, well, I can get screens from iFixit, I can get screens from China, I can get screens from the refurbisher down the street. So if Apple were to say, here's my catalog of screens, take your pick, they're actually kind of pricey, most shops would say, no thanks. So I think most shops don't really have a buy-in to why the right to repair is important. I don't think that most shops really think about the fact, how many things are you turning down that really are repairable, that you have the equipment and the expertise to take apart and fix? And if you were able to just order in a catalog, oh, this part's broken, order that part, get the part in and fix it, that you would. I think there's a lot of high-end expensive electronics that are repairable, except for a lack of information. But we don't think about that because we're used to kind of turning those down. If it were easy, if there was a manual, then you'd fix them. And I think that would be a good thing. So I don't think people are thinking about that, at least not right now. So the iPhone, if the new iPhone turns out to be unrepairable, then that is going to really light a fire under a lot of people. And I think that would be a huge uproar everywhere. And that would create what is missing for the right to repair legislation right now, which is it's missing a cacophony of voices from the public. All right, what else is in here? Lewis got a huge purple suction dildo today. That will go well with the book. I don't think Fascinating Womanhood is about dildos. I'll have to tell you what it is. A book compared to LED roosters. Let's see. So the Fascinating Womanhood book is the funniest book I've ever read. And most people think it is complete bullshit. I think it's only 90% bullshit. So Fascinating Womanhood really could be called the art of female manipulation. So I think that's why Lewis would like it. But it is absolutely hysterical. Let's see if we can find some Here, how to be the perfect follower. Number 1, honor his position. Honor his position as the head of the family and teach your children to do so. Have faith in the principle that God placed him at the head and commanded you to obey him, as stated in the Bible. If this doesn't seem fair, then just remember that God's ways are better than our ways. You need to let go. You need to let go of the reins of the family. Turn the control over to your husband. Let him lead and you follow. You'll be surprised how well he can get along with you. This will build your confidence in him and his confidence in himself, because that's what's really important. Have a girlish trust in him. Don't be overly concerned about the outcome of things like the bounced checks and the creditors constantly calling. Don't worry your pretty little head about that. Let him worry about it. Have a girlish trust in him. Allow for his mistakes and trust his motives and overall judgment, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. This is all about 3 masculine needs. Help your husband succeed in his role by understanding the 3 masculine needs. Mark, obviously you're a man, so obviously you know the 3 masculine needs.
I do.
What are they?
Beer?
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 That's not in here. I mean, obviously I wouldn't question your judgment.
It's the 3 Bs.
Okay.
Beer, booze, and BJs.
Well, I'm sure that's true. Maybe it's a difference. I don't want to question I would never question your authority.
Of course.
But
Naturally.
This says, just in case you're interested.
That was written by a woman, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Right. This says that a man needs to function in his masculine role as the guide, protector, and provider.
Yeah.
And then
I believe she's quoting George Bush there.
he needs to feel needed in this role. And number 3, he needs to excel women in this role. Which means, obviously men are always going to be first, best, strongest, fastest, and women need to make sure that that's the way it ends up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what else we can learn. You must accept him. You have to express admiration. Let's see. You have to admire his manliness. Right there. Admire his manliness.
Well, I don't think there's any helping that.
Yes, and then it's got all of these wonderful testimonials from the people in their brand new marriage. As soon as I started being a subservient slave, man, things really turned around. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Meal preparation. Gee, I wonder whose job that is. Meals are highly important to most husbands and children. Imagine how they feel when they come home after a busy day, hungry and tired, but they know they can count on a good meal as a regular part of family life. As they open the door, they smell bread baking, homemade of course, onions frying, or delicious pot of soup brewing on the stove. This sets a wonderful atmosphere in the home. Now, elaborate meals aren't necessary. What is important is that the meals be on time, nutritious, and taste good. Of all the domestic tasks other than care of little children, the most urgent is feeding the family. See, now I feel really great about taking home that takeout back to the house. Go me. And then leaving and coming back here to bitch about Apple. Don't skip by preparing something in a last-minute rush. Instead of setting a time to serve the meal.
7 hours ahead and order your lunch.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. In fact, I didn't even think of that. Didn't you tell me to do that?
Yes.
In your wisdom, Mark, but I'm pretty sure Jean told you to tell me.
No,
Nope.
Jeff told him to tell
Oh,
you.
Jeff. Wow. Wow.
Jeff ordered
Wow.
Mark.
Wow. Jeff ordered Mark to order me,
Yes.
to order food
Yes.
for me to deliver home.
Yeah, I've been waiting all month to come and
This
tell you.
is so right. I knew I loved this book. Many women, Jean, fail in meal preparation. Not you. Your cake is fucking awesome. They go for the quick, easy meals with an emphasis on speed. Their goal is to get in and out of the kitchen in as short a time as possible, using the fewest dishes and making the least mess.
I never do that. I make the most mess because John has to clean. If I cook, he has to clean.
Oh, Jean.
I
John.
use at least
Jean, oh my
I
God.
have to have a talk with
For
John.
shame.
5 pots and pans I think I used today.
Oh, Jean, you cannot
Sorry.
have him do such a womanly thing as the
I
dishes.
washed a dish this month.
All right, here, Mark.
Here's the deal.
Here, Mark, read this paragraph.
You live in danger.
I cook.
Which one? The house dress?
Yes. You gotta
Many
read the.
women of today don't understand the meaning of the term house dress. So
Yes.
I will explain.
Oh, please do.
A house dress is a cute cotton dress made comfortable enough to work in, usually worn with an apron.
Yes.
Wear it to function in your career as a domestic goddess.
Yes.
It is more or less your uniform or identification mark. When you wear a feminine, domestic-looking house dress and apron, there will be no doubt in the minds of your family about who you are, the queen of the household.
Yes. Now, do you guys have house dresses?
No.
We need to get iPad Rehab house dresses.
That would be hilarious.
I might actually wear one of those.
Yes. What brand of beer is Mark drinking?
The Left Hand Brewing Milk Stout Nitro.
Alrighty.
So this live stream is really devolved.
Fuck you, apple banana cake house dress. So that's
We need to
all.
add that to the title.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Fuck you, apple
That would just
banana
make
cake.
things
I think I
cool.
will
It's
do
like
that.
a
Oh, I can do that right now. Banana cake
Does Amazon sell house dresses?
and house dress. That is hilarious. All right, this book was written in 1963. Zach L.B. is a fan of Fascinating Womanhood.
Dude,
What are some of the good parts?
They're all good.
They're all good parts, yes. How men feel in the presence of feminine dependent women. Like us. Feminine dependent women. Let's see. Okay, Jean, are you ready for the characteristics of the feminine nature? Didn't we just do the characteristics of the masculine nature? I think so. I've already forgotten. All right, but here. All right, let's see. Okay, Mark, see if you can guess. There are 5 characteristics of the feminine nature. Let's see if you can guess any of them.
Quiet.
Quiet. Ooh, let's see.
Meek. Something along those lines.
Quiet and meek. Yeah, okay, we'll give you. Meek, we'll say is, you can choose. You can choose. Does meek mean fearfulness or submissiveness?
Oh,
We'll go with
a healthy combination of both. Ideally.
The feminine nature is submissive, trustful, adaptable,
I want Chris Held to make house.
all yielding qualities which make her a good follower. Yes, we need to order iPad Rehab house dresses from Chris Held. This makes it more natural. Whoa! This makes it more natural for her to surrender to her husband's leadership. Yes, all great.
Yeah, this blue one is almost our color. Our colors are great.
Wait, there's really such a thing as a house dress? Yeah, let's
there
get
is.
those. We should wear those. I'm gonna wear those. Weakness is number 1, obviously. The best women are weak. Weak, submissive, dependent, tenderness, fearfulness.
Tenderness.
That's right. Women are afraid of unreal dangers like lightning, thunder,
What?
Yeah, I mean, I can't count how many times a lightning storm has come and I've had to
Pick
help-
Cecilia
I've had
up
to
off
get
the
her out
floor.
from under the table. She's got her tail between her legs.
What about strange noises, spiders, Mike, and even dark shadows? Much to the amusement of men. Do you just point and laugh?
No, when we see a palmetto bug in the house, she has to go and kill it.
Wait, what? No. You got to take this book home with you. Lewis can get it.
No, it might crawl on me. I'm not messing with those things.
You could use it to smack it.
Do I need to bring my copy in?
Yeah, we got it. Now, how do you feel about this trait in women? The fear of thunder, spiders, mice, and dark shadows.
How do I feel about it?
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I hope Jess is driving Mark home. He's had like a half beer.
Indifferent?
Two.
No, men love this trait in women.
Well, I mean, that's obviously what I meant.
Men love this trait in women, for in the presence of such weakness, the man feels stronger. Grr, yay! If she shrinks from a spider or hops on a chair at the sight of a mouse, how manly he feels that he can laugh at such tremblings and calm her fears. It does a man more good to save a woman from a mouse than a tiger, since he feels more power over the mouse. If you had a tiger in your house, then you probably...
Stella's on her way.
Yeah, I'm driving Mark home. We got a snowstorm coming, and feminine women tend to be fearful in the presence of heavy traffic. Heavy traffic.
Apparently there's a snowstorm.
Wait, right now?
There's no bread and white mess.
Oh my God, look at that. That's ridiculous. How to awaken your dependent feminine nature. Oh, okay. This is what Cecilia's going to have to do, okay? Are you ready? She needs to acquire a feminine attitude, and right now, Missy, she needs to dispense with any air of masculine strength, ability, competence, or fearlessness. No more board repair. And acquire an attitude of frail dependencies. Let him know that his help is needed and appreciated, and that you could not get along in the world without him. Get rid of bossiness, control, and acquire a spirit of sweet submission. Number 2, eliminate the masculine work. Sorry, Mark. You can never be a truly feminine woman unless you eliminate the masculine work. To do this, first you decide what work do you want to eliminate. Do you want to quit your job? Do you want to be relieved of paying the bills, keeping the books, or have him take over the yard work, painting, fixing, repairing? Oh! Got to do all the repairing and other fix-it jobs around the house. If you're stuck with a masculine job, that's me. I'm kind of stuck with a masculine job. As you try to unload the masculine work, there'll be times when you'll be stuck with a masculine job. If so, do it in a feminine manner. Yes, like wearing iPad Rehab house dresses. Yes, you need not perform masculine tasks with manly efficiency. If you must fix the furnace, how can they tell you in the same book to like have dinner on time, wear a house dress, be afraid of spiders, and sometimes you have to fix the furnace? It's just ridiculous. Repair the leaking roof or handle the finances. Do so in a feminine manner. Your husband will soon realize you need masculine assistance.
How could you do board repair in a more feminine manner? I'm trying
I don't
to think
know. Let
of
me
ways.
think.
Like,
I think I could fuck it up all the time. Then I'd have to be like, Mark, I can't. In fact, this one, Mark, this 5S keeps having no touch, and I don't know what's wrong. I probably messed it up. You're so smart. Can you fix it? I know you can fix it. Of course you can fix it.
Of course.
It works. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. All right. I can't wait to send this to Lewis, though. I'm super excited. I was telling him about it in Nebraska, and you know what? It was funny. He was like, "That sounds pretty reasonable." Yeah, that's good. He was like, "Yeah, women are good at things, men are good at things." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna send you this book. We'll see what he thinks." Okay, iPad Rehab Book Club. Yes, only you can prevent forest fires. I'm anxiously awaiting the movie for that book. Yes, me too. All right, 50 Shades of BS.
Dean,
Barf.
what do you think?
Okay.
What, are picking out house dresses for Bill.
All right. I don't know. I think there's a kernel of truth in Fascinating Womanhood. Just a kernel. I think so. All right. What else? I think we're at the end of this.
Yeah, this is going on
Way
longer than it should.
way too long. And that's why Apple authorized repair is total fucking horseshit.
That's not even Apple authorized repair. That's Apple refurbished.
Yeah, this is Apple
take
outsourced to
You
China.
couldn't take it to Apple and get that done and then get it back with all your data on it. That's not happening.
Yeah, absolutely not. No. In fact, the guy who is and to just be legit on this, we did look up we have a contact that can look up GSX serial numbers for us, and we looked up the serial number, and it said this is in 2014. This was this out of warranty replacement replaced a 2014 one. This was in 2016, so this is pretty much a year old, and it is an Apple authorized refurb, and it looks exactly like that. Never been opened before today. Stop streaming. Bye.